you know, you don't mind trusting, right? So yeah, I'll say that. Sometimes you're trusting. I'm very trusting, and I'm having to learn not to be that way, because no. People's intentions just sometimes aren't pure. And there are hidden agendas. And so sometimes it's just tough. Do you feel like staying to yourself is hindering you from accepting certain blessings? No, not at all. I don't feel like that at all. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like any of my blessings are being hindered. I feel like what God has for me is for me, and what he has for me, he's giving me in divine, perfect timing. So no, I don't feel like that at all. At some point, you have to give your heart to God and trust him. Yeah, my heart is there, and I do trust him. I'm talking about people, not God. I'm talking about trusting people, and, you know, that piece of it. Blessings are never hindered when you remain at peace. That's right. Why are we sitting in the dark? Because I'm laying down. If you just came on, I'm laying down. I'm not outside, and I'm not getting up to turn no light on. So if you want to be here to get the message, welcome. If not, it's dark today. It was something I saw that I wanted to read and answer. Where did it go? Give without expecting anything in return. If you give, that was it. If you give with no expectations, then you will not worry about their intentions. So this is not about necessarily just giving. This is not just about giving to people. It's literally about getting to a place where you're not walking around allowing yourself to be used. And that does not just mean financially. So I want to make that very clear. I'm not just talking about monetarily. People are energy vampires, where they literally come in your presence because you are light, and they come to pull your energy. So you have energy vampires who are walking every day to do just that. There are people who may be in your life not because they really care for you like that, but because they feel like they can gain something. So this is not a money live, at all. Not at all. And I think for me, my prayer is, I don't ever want to go back to the way that I was, because I appreciate the growth. I appreciate the growth. I appreciate, being able to understand and see things differently and deeper. So I never want to go back to where I was. I'm just trying to understand exactly where it is that I'm going, right? I'm trying to understand what it looks like futuristically when it comes to allowing people in my space, or allowing people in my life, or allowing people to be close to me, and being able to, sooner than later, discern intentions. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. Just have firmer boundaries. Absolutely. So I was actually talking to one of my really, really, really good friends earlier, and I was sharing with her, what happened, what I felt in my spirit earlier today. And she was like, Mel, it's just, she was like, you've put more boundaries in your life, and that's good. That's not a bad thing. And she was just like, hey, that's just what it is. That's what happens sometimes when you put boundaries up and you make those boundaries clear. this is how you kind of start to feel and what kind of starts to happen, and you start seeing things differently. So, that's just, a part of it, I guess. A lot of people are just existing. I totally agree. I totally agree. No is a complete sentence. I said that recently somewhere. I don't remember where I said that, but that's very true. That is very true. It is a complete sentence. So, I like some 31 actually. I pray to God that you get a husband. Now listen. Okay, so let me be very clear. This is not this is not a live about relationships either. And when it comes to romantic relationships, let me be very, very clear about that as well. I did an interview earlier. Y'all know, even when I'm on vacation, I'm still working. So I've talked to some of my HPA students today. I started that at 8 a.m. I had an interview that was 45 minutes long for a radio station. I did that. But one thing that we talked about was, or a few things actually we talked about was being comfortable being by yourself, and how once you do that, once you take some time to deal with, if you have abandonment issues, if you take some time to deal with those, take some time to heal from that, take some time to learn that it's okay to be, with yourself, by yourself. It makes it to where you're not in a place where you're taking or putting up with toxicity. You'll walk away from it a lot quicker because you're not worried about being alone. You're not worried about, this is going to trigger an abandonment issue that I have not yet faced, that I have not yet healed from. So we talked about that a little bit today. So to be very honest, I don't know what God has for me. I don't know if I'll get married again. I don't know. It's not at the top of my list, but it may happen. I'm not sure. But what I will say is it's amazing, the peace that comes with, like, you can travel. I ain't arguing with nobody on no plane over here. I'm not going to argue with nobody on no plane going back. And I did everything I wanted to do while I was here, with a no back and forth, what you want to do, what you think we should do, what you want to eat, where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand for some people, and that's fine. I understand for some people, marriage is at a top priority. To be quite frank, a lot of times females are raised that way, to make marriage a priority. It's not for me. So if it does happen, it does, but it's not a priority. So, let me read, my truth. Where is that? Okay, my peace was distracted this week and felt great to cut it off today. Yay, good. Kudos to you. Congratulations. That's the thing. It's great that you recognize, first of all, that, your peace, your energy, your vibrations have been brought to a lower frequency. And then from there, you have to do what you have to do to get it back where it needs to be. I went through that the first part of this week. I slept probably like the first 2.5 days. And when you're sick, right? People always tell you to rest so your body can heal. Rest so your body can heal, right? I also feel that resting allows you to heal when you've been mentally drained, when you've been emotionally drained, when your energy has been drained. Sleeping allows you to heal in that way also. So you have to do the necessary things, and you've got to figure out what those things are for you. But you have to do the necessary things to get your energy on a high frequency, so that you can operate at your highest potential every single day. I will tell anyone, you have things to do, girl. Okay? You have businesses to run or a job to, perform high at. You have probably children. You might have a husband. Whatever the case may be, you got stuff to do. So guess what? It's mandatory. There's no room for you not to operate at your highest potential every day. So anything that comes against that, anything that is not pushing you forward and operating at your highest potential has to go. And that's just what it is. Someone said, yes, unplug, disconnect, and regroup. Oh my gosh, yes, it was so amazing. It was amazing. And after I got about my 2.5 days of rest, I felt so much better. There was no TV. There was no nothing. It was just quiet. And I'm the type of person, well, there are TVs on in here, but that's because they had these doggone TVs on in the resort. I ain't turned them on. They've been on, and they ain't been on nothing since I've been here but the same home screen. So I'm not even a person who watches a lot of TV. But just really being able to, relax, rest, and allow yourself to heal is so important.